In this lecture, we are going to cover the best practices we have for the module section, and this is you require when you are working in an organization and you have to interact with your project. So, while creating the module, you have to make sure that you are following these standards for the module creation. So I'll go and cover uh, each of them one by one. So first start with the first best practice, that is to create a module for the section of pages. If you see below also, there is an example. On the left side you can see that the multiple pages are covered in a single module, and on the right side you can see that this enter vehicle data is only for this enter vehicle data web page. It didn't cover the other page values. So this is the preferred way. You must choose a one page as a one module. This is we have as a page object model in Selenium, and this is what we have to do. So consider one page and create one module for that. If let's suppose your module is having more than 20 or 25 elements, then go and separate your module into a two part. But it's been a best practice when you have a less than the 20 or 25 elements. Make sure that you have a one module for the one page. Like if I'll show you the demo, the demo modules, then you can see also in the sitemap. If it's a sitemap functionality, then in the sitemap this is the menu, these are the categories, and these are the manufacturers. So these are the one page and the one module concept. And the second is avoid the duplicate module. Like I'd already explained in the previous lecture that if you have created the two modules, one is for the login and second one is also login, but the first one is covered the remember check option, the second one is covered the forget password option. So instead of having two duplicate modules for the same functionality, you just go and merge those two modules into one module. So this is how you can reduce the duplicacy in your module section and prevent the misunderstandings if you while creating the test case. And rename the module as per your need after the creation. Like you just create a module, the module is comes with some by default name. If you wanted to make sure that your modules would be more meaningful while using it, then make it give it more useful names. This is happen when you are going to face these challenges when you are working in a very big project where you have 200 or 300 modules are created. So in that projects there could be an misunderstanding between while using the modules. So it is better to give the modules a proper name so that you can identify that okay, this module is related with this functionality. And the next one is the fourth best practice is add more than one module attribute to the module section. Like okay, so what happened in it, instead of creating the one module with the one module attribute, you just have to do one thing. You just have to select all of your module attributes on a page in a single attribute. If I'll show you, see, instead of having the only one module attribute, let's suppose if I'll create the sitemap menu one, that is having the search module attribute. The second module is sitemap menu 2, that is having the news. So instead of creating these separate modules, you just have to do one thing. You just have to select these all elements into one and yeah, create one module. So all these things are going to be covered in it. Here are some more meaningful modules are there. If you can see, there are multiple, and these all are having the like that properties. Everything is under the one module. So create a module that is having more than one module attributes. avoid the mixed execution. This is related with your scanning of your module. In For some time you scan with the X module, mostly in the UI and non-UI application, but there could be a chance when you use your classic X scan. So classic scan is you use during the main scanning of the mainframe applications. So at that time, do not mix your classic and X scan into in one test case, because if you do this, then while the execution, the Tosca executor has to switch between the classic scan to the new X scan. So this will take time, and it will slow down your execution. So the preferred way is use the only one kind of module in your test case, whether if it is a T-box X scan or the classic scan. So the sixth best practice is only create a module relevant to the software under test. So this is we need when you are working in a very large project, and let's suppose you have created the module. It's just a first step of doing the automation. You have created the 10 modules. Out of 10, there are 8 modules that you are going to use, and the two modules, it is left with no purpose. You are not going to use it. So in that case, what you have to do, you just have to right click on it and check whether this module is used anywhere or not. So by doing that also, you can identify whether I have to use it or not. You can just right click on this search bar, and you can check the uses. See, by doing this, you can also identify whether I have used it anywhere or not. This is the TQL search, and this is the simple search. We'll see this all on later, but this is how you can check. This is how you can check that whether these modules are used anywhere or not. So only keep the necessary module in your module section, and rest of all you can maintain it in a separate library or in your own repository area. But while in working in an organization, put the only necessary and used going to use or used modules in that section. The seventh best practice is identify the module attribute in a stable manner. So in the previous lecture, I'll explain that we have a property section here on the right side. If I click on this arrow was hidden on the right side. If you click on this arrow, these blue boxes are the technical IDs. Make sure that your technical IDs must be unique. So this could be your ID, your inner text. So while creating the modules, make sure that your technical IDs, it must be stable. It is not frequently changing. So I seen in my project, some of my elements are very frequently changing. The IDs are not stable. So in that case, you have to select the module, select the technical properties that is going to be exist the same in multiple releases, in the multiple upcoming releases. So you have to choose like that wise. And the eighth best practices is identify the combo box by ID instead of the inner text. So this is we do usually in the case of combo boxes. What happened in the combo boxes is we have multiple values in that box. Let's suppose you have a country as a combo box. When you select it, there are going to be let's suppose right now we have a 10 countries. So if you identify the element with the inner text, there could be a chance right now there is a 10 country, but in future maybe it will become 5. So in that case, your control is going to be not uniquely identified in future. So it would be recommended that we have to use the ID instead of the inner text. Okay, so I'll in the next In the next best practice, ninth one, this is avoid using the index for module attribute identification. So this we have seen while locating the element uniquely. So it's the best practice that we must avoid the identification by the index and by the image. That is our 10th best practice. Try to locate the element with the property, and if not, then anchor. In the 11th one, you can see that the combine module attribute in a control groups if possible. So you can see that these like this there could be in multiple module attributes are there. So if that module attributes comes under in one bar, you can just add that top menu like of things if you have in element, and the all sub bars are going to be covered in this top menu. So this is also a preferred way. If you can make your modules like that would be beneficial for you. Name the module attributes appropriately. Like if I'll show you here, right. So if you have this option of my account menu. So not this one, yeah, this one, my account footer. If you have the my account footer, then there are multiple, see there are multiple module attributes are there. So this could be not as what is written in over here. If let's suppose it is by default taking some value, you can also change it from here, like my account. If it was by default like this, id 113 like that, so you are unable to identify what is that. So in that case you have to rename it to this my account, so you can identify okay which module attributes are doing what on your page. In the 13th one, make use of cardinality. So what happened in the cardinality is when you selected more than one, means by default it is 0 to 1, but if you change it to 0 to 2 and 3, then there is a reusability of this module is increases. So in the same test case you can use this module for 2 times, 3 times, or the n times. So this is we do generally when you in a test case when you are going to use the module for the 2 times. If I give you the example, in the practical example, there is an application which is required to log in first with the team member account. You just log in it, create a report, and then there is second login is going to be there, that is the administrator one, and the administrator login with the same login page, although he or she provide its own details, and after that he log in and he approve or reject the report. So in that case, in that kind of scenario, you can use the cardinality 2 or 3 according to your need. So these are the 13 best practices we have, and this is the end of module section. I'll also cover the errors you might face while scanning the module with the resource document. So if you have any question, you can ask in the chat box, comment box. Okay, so I'll see you in the next lecture with test case section. Thank you.